Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is round 13 of the Formula 1 World Championship. It is the 2024 Hungarian Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then do get yourself subscribed. I'm live for every single Grand Prix from the Formula 1 World Championship and we are in Budapest. It is the Hungaroring today and it is a McLaren front row. Lando Norris from Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen only third on the grid, but we all know he can still win it from there, so it's all bets off. Sainz from 4th, Hamilton from 5th, and Leclerc rounds out the top 6. So how are we all doing, guys? Welcome to the stream. Denveloper was in earlier, so if you're still watching now, welcome in. Denver gets himself in the next round of the Viewers' Championship as well. You know the thing. Dougie's in as well. Good afternoon, Dougie. How are we doing, CL2? Got any predictions? Predictions, I'll get into that in a minute. Surely something happens to me inevitably today. Mr. Inevitable, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Verstappen. Obviously, he'll have strong race pace. But I hope the McLarens can lead after the first few corners. If we've still got a McLaren 1-2 at the end of lap 1, then it makes for a very interesting race of sort of Piastri might play rear gunner then. Depends if Piastri gets the lead into turn 1. Ooh. Then it's on big time Charlie then. But if it's Norris, Piastri, Verstappen top 3 at the end of lap 1, then it becomes very interesting case of sort of Piastri being rear gunner to Lando Norris, possibly trying to hold Verstappen up. But we'll see. I don't know what kind of race pace Verstappen's going to have. He might be rapid. Then again, the McLarens might be the pick of the field. They might be the fastest car on the grid. And certainly qualifying was showing that. But we'll see with... what is it? It's not 52 laps. I need to change that. It's not 52 laps. It's what is it? 70 laps. It's 70 laps. I'll change that in a minute. But yes, welcome in. Mitch is going for a Hamilton win. What, from P5 on the grid? I don't see it today. I don't think Mercedes are quite as quick as McLaren and Red Bull. Well, McLaren and Verstappen, forget about Sergio Perez. His time in Formula 1, or his time certainly at Red Bull, is now nearing its conclusion. I feel like, barring a miracle at the Belgian Grand Prix next weekend, barring Sergio Perez virtually winning the Belgian Grand Prix next weekend, I think that's it for Sergio Perez. Now, whether they put Liam Lawson in, whether they put Daniel Ricciardo in, whether they put Yuki Tsunoda in, I do not know. But I don't think it'll be Sergio Perez at the other side of this summer break in that second Red Bull, to be honest. I think his goose is cooked. His goose is cooked. But yes, welcome to the stream. And so, of course, everyone that gets a message in live chat is automatically entered into round 13 of the Viewers' Championship, which I'll do tomorrow night, probably 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Same circuit, and it is going to be the most physical. It's going to be the most difficult race for me to do, because I did some practice of this circuit on the sim, and it is just... turn. And I tell you what, 5 laps of practice, arms aching, chest aching. I was like, 2 hours of this, it's going to be brutal. Because the force feedback on the wheel, it's brutal. It's real life, mate. So 2-hour race round this track is going to be pain. Because 5 laps was enough. So, yeah, try 70 laps and it's going to be brutal tomorrow night. But, yeah, do join me for that endurance test tomorrow night, where my arms might drop off halfway through. But we move. But, yes, Gav, welcome to the stream, bro. You're calling a Hamilton win from P5, is it? So that's 2 of you gone from Hamilton win. This is short-term memory, this. You know, just because he's won the British Grand Prix last time out does not mean he rocks up to Hungary and wins. Even though I'd love to see it, it would be a madness. Because I feel like Mercedes might be the 3rd fastest car here. So if Lewis comes from 5th to win today, it would be incredible. And I think it would be his 9th win as well around this circuit. It's one of Lewis's stronger circuits throughout his career. I think he's won 8 times here before. So can he make it 9? I'd say unlikely. I'd say get a tenner on at William Hill. You probably come quids him because McLarens are looking very good. And obviously you've got Max there and Sainz in P4. Lewis could probably finish P4, but podium might be pushing it, unless there's reliability issues at the front. But yes, afternoon, Simon. He would take them predictions CL2. Yeah, what did CL2 say? What's CL2 going for? Lando, Piastri, Sainz. I'd rather have a Piastri, Hamilton. I don't know. I think I'd rather have Piastri, Hamilton, Norris, something like that. Oh, and if Norris wins, though, it's more interesting for the championship. I don't know, man. I'm stuck there. I'm stuck with that. I don't know, because if Norris wins, it's more interesting for the championship, but I would prefer to see Piastri win, to be honest. Budapest is a beautiful race. Yeah, and it's also one of the cheapest. I should get myself to this race at one of these days, because it's a quarter of the price of the British Grand Prix. So it's much more affordable to travel to Hungary and get to the Hungarian Grand Prix than it is to drive 2 hours down the motorway and get to the British Grand Prix for about £1,000. You can stick that where the sun doesn't shine. Then they want maximum points. Yeah, hold off Verstappen at all costs is going to be McLaren's plan. Lando's staying P1. Yeah, we don't talk about Gasly this race. Now, he's starting from the pit lane. I think they've changed the power unit. So Pierre Gasly will be starting from the pit lane. Not the year for Alpine, is it? Ocon at the back as well, P19. Ocon won this race, I think 2021. Esteban won this race in an Alpine. Such was the madness of that one. I think Valtteri Bottas skittled about 4 cars out of the race in turn 1. It was a massive incident in turn 1, and then it was, I think Alonso really helped Ocon to win that, and Ocon held off Vettel, I think, for the win in that one. Anyway, that was a few years ago, but yeah, Ocon's won this, which is a mad little fact for anybody who's not aware. You're backing the Stroll win. Yeah, as am I, Gav. As am I. Every week. Stroll Sergeant 1-2. I'm still waiting for it. Come on, Team Squid Game. That's Alonso Stroll. In fact, 7th and 8th is not too bad considering the pace they've had this season. You know, Team Squid Game, as Dougie calls them, Aston Martin. I've had a bit of a shocker this year, but 7th and 8th on the grid. Not too bad, is it? It's not embarrassingly bad. Yeah, 300 quid for like a grandstand ticket, I think. 200 and something for a grandstand ticket. You know what I mean? You'd be talking triple, quadruple that British Grand Prix, or like, you know. So it is definitely one of the cheapest. I think it might be the cheapest race to attend. So why am I sat here and not there? I do not know. The test match on. Oh God, don't talk to me about cricket. Some people view F1 the way I view cricket, which is I'd rather watch grass grow, paint dry, and have an afternoon nap. A lot of people see F1 that way. I see cricket that way, mate. You can do, with cricket, you can do a match that takes 5 days and it ends in a draw. Are you joking? 5 days of playing cricket and it ends in a draw. Are you kidding me? Not for me, mate. It's not the sport for me, that one. But we are about 5 minutes away from the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So please do drop me a like if you haven't already on the stream. Next upgrade for Red Bull is jet thrusters. Yes, Skeleton Josh, welcome to the stream, bro. I tell you what, Red Bull have come with an upgrade. Well, on Verstappen's car anyway. They've got rid of these high haunch, this engine cover like Mercedes 2023 high haunches on the engine cover. They've ditched that. They've reverted back to a more standard sort of engine cover setup. Because they've got to be making moves now. Red Bull, McLaren are on the scene. Mercedes are on the scene. Mercedes coming off the back of winning 2 races in a row. So you know they've got serious competition this season, and I'm here for it. I am so here for it because we've had 18 months of Red Bull, or more than that really. We've had what, from the middle of 22 to about round 5 in 2024, so nearly 2 years of Verstappen, nearly 2 solid calendar years of Verstappen winning every single race virtually. So I'm glad that is sort of we're over that hill now. We're over that hill, thank God. And whilst Verstappen might still win this World Championship, at least there's a lot more competition. I think we've had 6 different winners this season already in the first 12. I think it's only Perez and Piastri out of the top 4 teams that haven't won a race this season. Perez doesn't look like he's any time close to doing that. And Piastri might break that duck this afternoon. So stay tuned. I want the Piastri victory today. But saying Perez will get replaced, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he signed a contract, but with any contract, there's release clauses and performance clauses in that. So I reckon he's done for. But yeah, here's the grid then. So it's Pierre Gasly from the pit lane. It's an Esteban Ocon P19. Zhou Guanyu from P18 on the grid. George Russell P17. Sergio Perez, after crashing out in Q1, will start this race from P16. It's Kevin Magnussen, who hasn't got a seat next season as well, from P15. It's then Logan Sargent P14. Alexander Albon P13. Not great for Williams here in Hungary. Valtteri Bottas from P12. Nico Hülkenberg just outside the top 10 there in the Haas. It's then Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo with all row 5 of RBs, and then we have got an all 4th row of Aston Martins with Lance Stroll from P8, Fernando Alonso from P7. Then we get to the top 6. It is Charles Leclerc from P6, Lewis Hamilton, winner last time out of the British Grand Prix, from P5 on the grid. It is then P4 for Carlos Sainz, P3 for the triple world champion and Mr. Inevitable Max Verstappen. Can he beat the 2 McLarens? It's Piastri from P2 and Lando Norris with his 3rd pole position of his career, who will start this Hungarian Grand Prix from pole position. Let's go. Let's have a race. How are we doing? How is everybody? And they can terminate it, Gav, and they will terminate it. Yeah, they can and they will. Is my humble prediction on that one. I think Sergio Perez has got to enjoy driving that car today and next week in Belgium, and then it's curtains, mate. I genuinely think so. Yeah, I think he's been on worse form than when Gasly was in that Red Bull, than when Albon was in that Red Bull. There was someone else had a go as well. Danny Kvyat was there for a couple of years, whatever. He's in much worse form than they ever were. So it's curtains, mate. If Sergio Perez is still driving that Red Bull in September, they've bottled it. Red Bull have absolutely bottled the decision. It's over. Now, whether they put him in the RB and they put Ricciardo in, I'm not really that keen on that, to be honest. I feel like Yuki Tsunoda deserves a shot, but I don't think he'll get it. I think if I was to put my money where my mouth is, I'm saying they just get Liam Lawson straight into the Red Bull. I would prefer to get Yuki Tsunoda. I think he deserves it. He's been in Formula One. I think this is his 4th season. And he's done very well, Yuki Tsunoda, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's his attitude or his temperament, they're not really fancying Tsunoda, I don't think. So what are they going to do? Stick Danny Rick in, who's been blowing hot and cold for about 4 years? I don't know about replacing Sergio Perez with Daniel Ricciardo. That's a gamble. I'd rather put Yuki Tsunoda in there, but I think they'd rather put Liam Lawson in there. You know, I feel like Liam Lawson's a better bet than Daniel Ricciardo, to be honest with you. But anyway, they're on the formation lap. Basketball is the king of boring. I've never even watched basketball in my life. So I wouldn't know anything about it. Who do you think wins? My head says that Verstappen will do them both, because he's that guy, bro. He is the guy. So my head says Verstappen will do him over 70 laps, which reminds me to change this graphic now, before the race actually starts, to 70 laps, because I'm still stuck in the British Grand Prix with that kind of a lap count. So yeah, 70 laps. I've also got a new graphic, which I'll put on now, where whenever there's a safety car or whatever, I've got little things to put above the track map. So there we go, green flag. We've also got, of course, yellow flag, VSC. Oh shit. What else? We've got safety car, red flag. So yeah, we've got a few little just to More information, you know, more information's better, innit? So how are we doing? Yes, Chris is in. I'm well, Lee. How are you? Could bring Albon back? Nah. Nah. I'd love to see that. Don't get me wrong. I'd be absolutely buzzing if they just drag Albon out of his Williams contract. But nah, there's more chance of them drafting me out of no contract. They ain't getting Albon. I don't even know if would Albon really go for that anyway? He's settled at Williams. He believes in the project. So I don't know. I feel like they'll just draft in Liam Lawson out of left field, and it's like sink or swim. Now's your chance. Imagine if Lewis Ferrari move failed and he ended up no chance. He'll be on 40 million a season. He ain't moving from that. Right, we're about to start anyway. You worked out Streamlabs. No, I think you got to be monetized to unlock all of that. So summer 2029 for all that lot, Gav. Right, anyway, we are about to get underway. We've got Ocon, who's last man to line up on the grid. And then it is turn your volume down because I was shouting my head off. Let's have a race in Budapest. Come on, Piastri. I am Team Piastri today. Oh, come on then. Right, we've got the green flag at the back. You know what that means. We've got the 5 red lights on. It is Lando Norris on the right. Oscar Piastri against the pit wall on the left-hand side. And it's lights out and away we go in Hungary. And look at this then. Piastri's already alongside Norris. Piastri's got to get the lead here. We've got Verstappen going on the right-hand side. Piastri down the end. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Piastri has to get the lead here. Piastri does get the lead. Piastri leads Hungarian Grand Prix. Verstappen goes wide but rejoins the track in P2. We've got Lando Norris and Hamilton's round the outside of Max Verstappen, but it is Piastri from Verstappen, Hamilton, and look at this. Lando Norris retakes Lewis Hamilton out of turn 3. Piastri leads the Hungarian Grand Prix from Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, and Carlos Sainz, P5. It's then one of the Aston Martins, P6 of Fernando Alonso. Come on then, Piastri. This is it. This is the day. Three wide the way into turn 1, Bo. Bosh, mate. Bosh. This could be the day. This could be Developer's day. Look at the lead he's already got. Norris is complaining that Verstappen will have to give the position back. We'll see if that occurs. I don't think it will do. It's turn 1, mate. All bets are off in turn 1. Piastri went to God. Mate, honestly, 3 wide into turn 1. How many times have we seen that this season where they're going 3 wide into turn 1? Honestly, Piastri leads at the end of lap 1 from Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Alonso, Sainz, Stroll, Albon, and Magnussen is in the top 10. Magnussen started about 13th, 14th. What a start from Kevin Magnussen. But yeah, team radio from Lando Norris. He's not happy as Sergio Perez then is up to, where is he? Down to 18th. Sergio Perez, I advise you to enjoy these 68 laps because they might be the last you get in this car. Well, he'll turn up they can't drop him for Belgium with a week's notice. But, yeah. The writing's on the wall of Sergio Perez as Piastri leads by 1.7 seconds as he got the pace to hold them off, to hold Verstappen off. As Perez, Russell dropped down the order. Yeah, Perez has, I don't know, Russell started about 15th with he. Verstappen saying he was forced off by Norris. So, you know, that's par for the course. They're both complaining about each other. You know what I mean? Tell me something new. Even Sargent would be better than Perez currently. Even you'd be better than Perez currently. Do you know what I mean? Even I'd give him a run for his money at the minute. Sainz down the inside of Fernando Alonso for P6. Sainz gets P6 then. So, yeah, what tyres are we all on then? I've not gone through that. So, top 6 are all on the mediums. And then Both Aston Martins on the soft. Yeah, so 7th through 10th are on the soft. Top 6 on the medium. And then you've got Russell, Perez, Gasly and Hülkenberg on the hard tyre. Now, why is Hülkenberg dropped from 11th to 20th? I don't know that yet. But that's happened. He must have had to pit. Hulkenberg's pitted at the end of lap 1, I assume. That'll be or he's spun. One of the two. One of the two, because Hulkenberg started 11th, finished 20th and 15 seconds off the back of the pack. So I reckon it's a pit stop. Yeah, he's just got out, yeah. I don't know, maybe damage. You beat him all. Exactly. Oh, Verstappen being told to let Lando Norris past. Oh. Oh, Verstappen being told to let Lando past. Verstappen is not going to play ball with that. Oh, he's going to have to do it. He's doing it. Oh, and it is a McLaren 1-2 once more as Verstappen is told to give the position away. Oh, he will be seething. Absolutely seething at that. We need to see the replays because I was so locked in about him going 3 wide into turn 1 that I wasn't on full analytics mode about someone getting pushed off the track. I was just loving the drama of Piastri down the inside and they've gone 3 wide into turn 1, mate. That was what it was about. Verstappen fuming. You can tell the FIA we're going to just drive him. You can drive him off the road now, and that's how we're going to race for the rest of the season. Yeah, I knew everybody that's watching this, been watching this for long enough, knows Verstappen is not going to take this lightly at all. Look at this. He's all over the back of Norris to retake that P2. As I thought he would be. And I tell you what, he's going to be ruthless. He's going to be ruthless as well. Verstappen fuming, as is Flabby G. Hey, Flabby G, welcome back to the streams, bro. And you're in the next round of the Viewers' Championship tomorrow night. So tune in for that, 8 p.m. tomorrow. You will be in the race, bro. Angry to the max. Here we go for a replay of the start then. Yeah, so Piastri had a great start. Down the inside straight away. Then Verstappen makes it 3 wide. Right. It's incredibly close, but I don't think there's any contact. The thing is, Verstappen's always going to end up being run wide there. There's no argument for me. The thing is, when you're on the outside, you're 3 wide into turn 1 and you're on the outside, you're going to be pushed off the race, off the track. There's nowhere Norris can go. There's nowhere Norris can go. It is the right call. Verstappen has received the penalty, and rightly so, in my opinion. And rightly so. You can't just be pushed off, rejoin ahead. No. The penalty is the right call, in my view, on that one. Piastri's down the inside. Norris has got nowhere to go. Norris is not pushing Verstappen off the circuit. He's got nowhere else to go. Piastri's down the inside. Norris is in a sandwich. He's not a lot he can do. Verstappen's ran wide, inevitably, and rejoins ahead. Nah. He's going to have to win this the long way. Glad to be here. Since that Red Bull war with Horner versus the rest, Red Bull have dropped off. As soon as Adrian Newey's announced he's leaving, it's all gone tits up, hasn't it? Have you noticed that? Adrian Newey says, I'm leaving the team at the end of the season. All of a sudden, they stop winning. You know what I mean? Get your tinfoil hat on for that one. Stop giving me a Prius for the Viewers' Championship. The thing is, when you're only in one or two races out of 12, you can't expect to be at the top of the championship. You know what I mean, Flabby? So, consistency is key. Anthony knows that. Don't you, Anthony? Anthony's not won a race in that Viewers' Championship, but he's in the top 3, top 4. Because he's in every stream. So welcome in yet again, Anthony. And Sean Tan as well. Great start by Piastri. 3rd. That's what I'm saying, mate. So maybe a win is due for you. We'll see tomorrow night. Great start from Piastri. Yeah, Albon Magnussen with lightning starts. Yeah, so Albon... Oh, we've already got the pit stops occurring. That's early for a pit stop, isn't it? End of lap 6. End of lap 6. End of lap 6. At this rate, you'd be having about 10 pit stops. No, that's gotta be, That can't have been plan A, that. If you're stopping at the end of lap 6 in a 70-lap race, you're probably not on plan A. I know it's the softs, but still, I'd be expecting lap 12. So, you know what I mean? Not the end of lap 6, though. They've all gone, yeah, so... The guys that are pitted have gone from the soft to the hard tyres. And then what? They're gonna be hoping to do like what, 40 laps on the hard tyre at least. Yeah, Alonso pits. Ricardo's in as well. Lap 14 at least. Well, yeah, I don't know, at least like double figures, at least lap 10. Lap 6 is mad. Anyway, I'll get over it. Joe's pitted as well in the Sauber. Look at this, and Kevin Magnussen going round the outside of Daniel Ricciardo. Go on then. Go on then. Oh yeah, Kevin Magnussen's got the undercut. Go on then, Kevin. It's a shame, but I don't think Kevin Magnussen will be in Formula 1 next season. And it is kind of a shame. I'll miss him because he's ruthless. And he'll probably move over to endurance racing or something, but... Formula 1 will miss Kevin Magnussen next season. Yes, Dan. Lando. Nah. Oscar. Wrong name. Wrong name, Dan. Oscar. I know Lando Norris is British, but... I know he's British, but... He's not my cup of tea, Lando Norris, if I'm being completely honest. He's not my cup of tea. I prefer Oscar Piastri. George Russell's not really my cup of tea either, to be honest. Just posh boys, really. You know what I mean? Nah, it's Oscar for me, Dan. But... by typing the name Lando in chat, you know what that's done for you. You're in the next race. That's all that matters. Can't stand Russell. He's a robot, Russell. He's a robot. You know what I mean? It's like, congratulations, George Russell, on winning the Grand Prix. You know, what are your comments on this phenomenal race? And then they'll give George the mic and he'll just go, yeah, well, you know, the team's been pushing really hard. Toto's been trying really hard to turn this car around. I'm like, mate, grow a personality. Boring. Yeah, the fact that we're watching Bottas, Russell, and Perez battle for P9 means that the battle at the front sort of cooled off a little bit. Piastri leads Norris by 2.7. Obviously, the guys at the front haven't stopped yet. We're watching people that have in the mid pack. George Russell looking to make up positions, as well as Sergio Perez. You like Russell? Listen, I have nothing against you. I have nothing against that. Like who you want, innit? But not really my cup of tea. Non-posher than Hamilton. Hamilton had humble beginnings, Todd. Hamilton had very humble beginnings. His dad used to work 3 jobs just to afford his go-karting career when he was like 12, 13 years old. Hamilton's from Stevenage, bro. Like, he's only posh now because he's on 40 million a season. You'd be posh if you were on 40 million a season as well, Todd. So would I. But no, Hamilton's from humble beginnings. Trust me. They're all spoiled rich kids apart from Albon. You know, that is one thing that appeals to me about Alexander Albon. He's just a normal guy. He is just a normal guy. But they're not all spoiled little posh kids, but 2/3 of them are, I'd say. At least. But yeah, Alex Albon, that's why I like Alex Albon, man. He's just a normal bloke. Bit more relatable than like Charles Herve Percival Leclerc from Monaco. I mean, you know, probably still live in the UK and pay tax though. Yeah, I know you hate him, innit? I'm not going to be able to. It's like trying to persuade someone who's religious that God doesn't exist. You're fighting a losing cause. They ain't never going to. Do you know what I mean? If you hate someone, you hate him, and there's nothing I can say. Died off this, hasn't it? Like my viewers' championship race when I have to pit at the end of lap 6, and I start me on half a tank of fuel, and then I'm half a lap behind everybody. And it's just. Yeah, apologies for anyone that watched the Le Mans stream the other day. It's not how I envisaged it in my mind's eye. I thought it was going to be a great race. In the end, it was me driving around on my own in the dark for 2.5 hours. I apologise for that. It was a bit of a shocker. But I think I found a workaround so that they don't start me on half a tank of fuel from now on. I think I can go into the settings before the race starts and change my fuel load. So. No more crap Viewers' Championship races, I hope. And I'm actually in the fight with everybody. Because being half a lap behind everybody is no fun. Because for one, you don't know where you are. Because you're not featured in the stream at all. And for two, it's just boring. So hopefully the Viewers' Championship races will be a little bit better from now on. And hopefully I don't spin as well and put me at the back by 2 laps. Welcome to our world, yeah, I know. The first few Viewers' Championship races I did they were good because I was like gradually making my way through the pack one by one. And then so you'd sort of gauge where you were. Well, then the last few have just been me spinning like a top. Anyway, we've got Hamilton closing in on Verstappen for 3rd. To get back to what's happening on track after my 20-minute waffle. Hamilton's closing in. The leaders are all still out there. The top 6 haven't pitted. We're on lap 13 of 70. Sergio Perez is closing up to the back of George Russell for P10. But they're a bit out of position with the guys behind having pitted and gone to the hard tyres. But they'll be looking to scrape a point out of this, Perez and Russell. Any more than that, you're dreaming. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ralph Schumacher. I don't really know what to say about that. But each to their own. I think I missed a race or two. Yeah. Yeah, I think Kim's been in all 12, so... Hey, she's not here yet, is she? You've got a chance. The day Kim misses a race, mate, it's bedlam. You did like Ralph Schumacher. It's before my time, that. Really. Because I started watching in about 05. Ralph Schumacher had already gone by then. Yeah, I started watching when Alonso was winning his championships in the Renault against Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari. That's when I got hooked. And then when Lewis Hamilton arrived on the scene, that was it then. I was hook, line and sinker, and I haven't missed a session ever since. But yeah, so pre-05, it gets a bit sketchy for me. Because I'm just a kid at that point. Like late 90s, early 2000s, you know what I mean? I'm 9, 10, 11-year-old. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm a kid, mate. So, you know, at that point, it's just like, oh, the red car's in the lead. I'll support that. Kim has insane luck. She does, man. Because she doesn't win them all, but she's very rarely at the back. But, you know, in a game of like random, like that is, you're always going to get someone that keeps rolling a 6. And like Anto, you're always going to get someone that keeps rolling a 1. And that's what happens in a game of random. You know, you flip a coin, you could have a scenario where you flip 8 heads in a row, and it just happens. And Kim's just keeps flipping and getting it right. But the fact that nearly everybody in the top 20 of the championship, most people have won a race, you know, says it all. You know, you haven't got one person racking up 4 or 5 wins. That'd be a bit suspicious. But the fact that everyone's getting a win sooner or later sort of proves that it's completely random. And, you know, that's all, you know, the proof's in the pudding with that one. What happened to the Demcast yesterday? We moved over to Dougie's channel at about 2 o'clock in the morning. We started off on Demcast for 3 or 4 hours, and then he faded off, fell asleep, and so we moved over to Dougie's. Yeah. Yeah, you were doing well at the start, I know, Anto, mate, honestly. In fact, I went back through, well, there's nothing happening, I might as well just waffle on it. If something happens, I'll let you know. But yeah, Anto, I was looking back through the championship standings, and you were second in the championship early on in the season. And then it's just been, I think the last 7 races, you've scored about 5 points or something. It's cruel. It is honestly cruel. But if I start bending the rules and going, oh, I'll give Anto a good car, then we're down a path that I don't want to go down. I can't be, you know, I hope that sooner or later it turns around for you, and it should do. Stroll takes Kevin Magnussen for P15, so get in. Right, what's happening at the front then? Piastri leads Norris by 3.5 seconds. Norris is 3.5 seconds ahead of Verstappen, but it's actually Hamilton looking pretty quick in 4th, only a second behind Verstappen. But it is pit window time now, so we'll get ourselves locked in. Start focusing on the race as the pit stops occur for the top guys. The 2 Ferraris are 5th and 6th, Tsunoda's 7th, Bottas 8th, Russell 9th, Perez 10th at the minute, as Mercedes get ready in the garage for presumably Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton pits from P4 then. Ooh, interesting. If you're Max Verstappen, you have to react to this immediately, I would have thought. You have to react to this immediately. What is going on there? You have to react to this immediately if you're Max Verstappen, in my opinion. Piastri win will be there. I hope so, Carl. That's what I'm rooting for. Lap 17 out of 70, and Hamilton's pitted. He's gone onto the hard tyres and he's come out of the pits in P7. Now, will Verstappen react to that immediately? Lando Norris is on team radio. 100% pace, they're telling Lando Norris. Right, so here we go then. It's pit stop time. It's about as exciting as it's got so far this race. Apart from turn one. Turn one's exciting. Since then, we've been talking about the Viewers' Championship for 20 minutes, so that tells you all you need to know. But here we go then. Lando Norris pits from second place. Yes, Barry, welcome to the stream, bro. He just slapped the F1 on. Oh my God, Joe Root, 105 not out. Wrong sport, bro. Wrong watch along. Mate, Piastri, 18 laps, still out. Still not pitted yet. Right, so Norris is pitted and come out still comfortably ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But interestingly then, Verstappen's not reacted to this. Oh, I don't know about this. I always think in my opinion, someone behind you pits, I'm reacting the very next lap. When you go into a no man's land of trying to extend the stint, oh, you're opening a can of worms that you might not be able to collect back up. You know what I mean? I think more often than not, it doesn't work out for someone who tries to, oh, we're going to get undercut, let's extend the stint. I feel like 9 times out of 10, that doesn't work out. You're better off. I would react immediately. If I'm Verstappen and Red Bull, Hamilton pits, I'm definitely pitting on the next lap. Now, yeah, you might come out of the pits and you might be near side by side. But trying to do this middle ground of, oh, well, I'll tell you what, we'll extend the stint, we'll do another 5 laps and we'll be in no man's land. Does it really work out more than half the time? I mean, it might work out today, but I do always feel like it sort of puts you on the back foot. And I do feel like you're better off reacting immediately. But, you know, Red Bull are going for this extending the stint scenario. You go for it. You're on £1 million a week. You know better. But if he ends up behind Hamilton, a cricket watch along, mate. If you could get odds on that, you've got 1 billion to 1. Good strategies from the McLarens today. I agree. Norris reacted to Hamilton. But then again, you could say, well, he had a big enough gap anyway. He was not under threat from the Hamilton undercut. And I get that. But I'm still reacting straight away to Hamilton pitting if I'm Verstappen. You know. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying there's a chance? No chance. Especially when the channel's called Motorsport Madman as well. And I'm not even into cricket. Martin Brundle saying if Russell and Perez pit now, they'll come out 17th. It's game over, innit? They'll be lucky to get a point, either of them two. Went wrong for Russell in qualifying. They didn't put enough fuel in the car to last the entire Q1, which is a massive error from Mercedes in qualifying, which really screwed George Russell over because he couldn't get the lap in when he needed to, and then Sergio Perez binned it in the wall. So both of them started towards the back, and both of them be lucky to get a point out of this one. So lap 20, Piastri's now pitted, come out ahead of Norris again. So Hamilton's complaining it's got less grip. Verstappen stayed out there. The two Ferraris have stayed out there as well. So it is Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz is the order at the moment, but there's an asterisk next to that, and that is that they haven't pitted yet, the top three. So yeah, they're on different strategies. Verstappen and the two Ferraris are going longer in the first stint. Piastri, Norris and Hamilton have pitted. So that's the interesting sort of split of strategy in the top six. Verstappen and the two Ferraris going long. Piastri, Norris and Hamilton pitted around lap 18, 19. Perez is toast. Yeah. Cricket equals motorsport. Well, I know a lot of people that aren't F1 fans would put them in the same category of, but to me it's opposites. But I know a lot of people that would put them in the same category as like golf. Whereas to me, golf and cricket are at one end of the scale and Formula One's right up the other end. But it'd be a boring world if we all thought the same thing, wouldn't it? Can you see Norris fighting back for a podium finish? He doesn't have to fight back. He is second, Todd. It's just that the top three haven't pitted yet. So, of course, he'll fight back. He doesn't have to fight back. A podium's nailed on for Norris. Yeah, Norris will be second, at least. Right, so Verstappen pits then. So, is that no man's land where he's gone about another 4 laps longer, which may pay off at the end of the race, but he's going to lose out now. Right, so Verstappen's come back out into the race, P5. There goes Russell and Perez, and Sainz comes out P9. So Sainz has got some overtaking to do here. Sainz has got to pass Perez and Russell and Tsunoda. So Verstappen's lost, 5 seconds to Hamilton in all this? Gap, 6.9. I mean, I understand why Red Bull have extended the stint by 4 laps, because they get 4 laps fresher tyres at the end of the stint. They're relying on that, but I'm going track position. I favour track position over playing the long game, in a nutshell. Golf is just a good walk spoiled. Mind you, I'm sat here saying golf's boring. I used to play a lot of golf. I used to be on a golf course every weekend, so I can't be slating golf too much. But I wouldn't watch it, but playing it, yeah. Not really tactical and think hit it. Yeah, no, you're all right. I know you're just seeing the leaderboard and thinking, oh, Norris has dropped to 6th. Why is he 6th? Can he fight back? But yeah, there's strategies going on behind the scenes, Todd. So Leclerc's still out there, yet to pit. That's why he's currently in the lead by 4.5 seconds. So Leclerc is really on an alternate strategy. Listen to your favourite place. Where's that? I tell you what, Ferrari haven't looked like winning a race since Monaco, have they? Have Ferrari been the 4th fastest car since Monaco? Do you know what I mean? I think they have. They've looked nowhere near it. I was really hoping for a Charles Leclerc Championship challenge after Monaco. I was thinking, right, here we go, game on. Leclerc wins in Monaco, here we go. And then since then, it's been like P7, P8, P6, P7, P5. You're not winning a championship in that form, are you? And Leclerc comes out of the pits then, just ahead of Yuki Tsunoda, P5 it is for Leclerc. Sainz goes down the inside of Perez. So Sainz up into P8, gets the move done on the fresh tyres. And he's got to now hunt down and pass George Russell pretty quickly as Carlos Sainz started the race in 4th, did Sainz in the Ferrari, and now battling his way back up to that position after the pit stop. So Piastri retakes the lead of the race with Leclerc stopping then. And we go back to status quo of Piastri leading Norris by 3.2 seconds. It's then Hamilton third, 2.2 behind Norris. Verstappen's 5.3 behind Hamilton because he went longer in the first stint, which may or may not pay out in the end. So Verstappen's lost the position at the moment to Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc down to 5th, Tsunoda 6th, Russell 7th, Sainz 8th, Perez 9th, then Pierre Gasly, who I assume hasn't stopped yet because he started from the pit lane and is up to P10 at the moment. But how long that'll last, probably not much longer because he's probably still out there and has yet to stop. Want to see a full F1 season where every racer gets a win? Oh, imagine that. I wonder what the most different winners they've had in a season is. Yeah, 24 races, all 20 drivers win a race. Most competitive season in history. Everybody gets a win. I know, I imagine 2012's got to be up there. In 2012, 7 different drivers won the first 7 races. And then probably another 2 or 3. You'd probably have to go back to like the 60s or 70s or something. And probably half the grid won a race or something like that. I don't know. But in modern times, you're not getting more than half the grid winning a race in a season. That would be insane. You're not getting more than like 8 or 9 different winners. Any more than that is crazy. I mean, like last season, what did we have? 2 winners? 3. You have Verstappen, Perez and Sainz. So that's an all-time low, that, and 3 winners in a full season. That's an all-time low, 2023. I feel like the average is probably 4, maybe 5 different winners in a season. 4 to 5. We've already had 6 this season, so I reckon we're above average on like different winners per season. You're going to get 4 or 5 a season, really, on average. You're not going to get more than about 8 or 9. That would be ridiculous. But I'd love it, though. Every man on his day can win a race. This season's already 6, that's what I'm saying. 2010, 6 different... It was 2012, that, I think. But 2010 was also a banger of a season. 2010, 2012 were brilliant. Only beaten by 2021. 21's the best season I've ever seen. But 2012, 2010 is up there. We've got Alonso. We've got Alonso versus Hülkenberg for 11th. Yeah, Alonso had a look into turn 4, but if you want to survive, you're going to have to back out of that one. Yeah, 7 winners, 7 races, 7 different winners in 2012. Yeah. And one of those race winners was Pastor Maldonado as well. That's a season. That is an opening to a season you'll never see again. 7 different winners in this first 7. Yeah, we'll not see that again. But after the first quarter of this season, after the first 5 races, I wouldn't have thought we'd be in this position now, where we've had 6 different winners. And, McLaren locking out the front row. Mercedes having won the last 2 races. I'd have bit your hand off for this scenario now, after like round 4 or 5. Alonso does get the move done. Hülkenberg's locked up into turn 1, and it's an easy move for Fernando Alonso up to P11. And Stroll's having a look into turn 2 on Nico Hülkenberg. Braun won 2009. Yeah, that was good if you were a Jenson Button fan. 2009 for me was a bit of a salty one because in them days I was big time Hamilton. You know, so going from 2008 to 2009 was like absolutely flipping the script on its head. Hamilton went from winning the championship to then rocking up in the slowest car, and it was like, it was peak times 2009 for me. But since then, I've matured a little bit. It's not all about one man. And it was a good season. You're definitely not a girly girl. Oh, you're in the bath. Oh, too much information. It's one of those races where you're getting great midfield battles. Alonso and Stroll versus Hulkenberg and Gasly. It's nice. Oh, it's Verstappen catching Hamilton now. Striking distance 3 laps. Oh, so it is paying off. It is paying off for Verstappen. Oh, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a tasty one when Verstappen gets up behind Lewis Hamilton. Ooh, that could get feisty. So we're on lap 29. Verstappen is 2.5 seconds behind Hamilton for third. Piastri's still got this covered out front. It's way too early to say, but it's looking good for Oscar Piastri. The gap's near 4 seconds. Oh, Piastri wins this, man. This could be the day for Oscar Piastri. This big time. And I mean, I am jinxing it now, but if Piastri does win, that's 7 winners in the last 7 races. Well, not quite, but oh, go on! I want the Piastri win. Do you think Red Bull risking Vettel back? No chance now. Vettel's done. Vettel's done. No. Once you can have a year out and get away with it, but once you start having 2 years out, it's probably over. It's probably over. Especially when you're at the end, you know, you maybe get away with it if you're 21, but if you're 36, 37, you've had 2 years out of the game, you ain't coming back. In 82, only 16 races a season, 11 different winners. That's a madness. Who was world champion in 82? Was it Nelson Piquet? Or was it Keke Rosberg? 82. Keke Rosberg, I'll say. Or it could be Nelson Piquet. That'll be my guess. I don't know. I'll go Keke Rosberg. Come on. Come on. Man knows a thing. Tsunoda 7th, Ricciardo 16th. Has Ricciardo stopped? He must have done. He must have done. Tsunoda's doing well. Tsunoda deserves a shot at the Red Bull seat for the second half of this season, but I don't think they'll give it to him. Maybe they don't like his temperament, and maybe they think he'll give Verstappen too much of a hard time. Like, if Tsunoda and Verstappen go side by side into turn 1, that could get messy. And Red Bull don't want messy. They want a nice number 2 driver that's going to behave himself, that's going to take team orders, that's going to be quick, but not quick enough to be second, but not quick enough to challenge Verstappen. It's a very difficult balance to reach. And Sergio Perez has been that for the last couple of years, but he's not that now. He's not that anymore. So I don't know. Them sticking Tsunoda in, they might think, oh, this could get a little bit, you know, it could actually be detrimental that Tsunoda is so feisty. So do they really want feisty? I don't know. Probably not. So they probably won't put Tsunoda in there. You put a fiver on Hamilton? I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because he's in third at the moment and he's being caught by Verstappen. So he's likely going to end up finishing fourth, Loz. So I wouldn't. Unless the two McLarens crash into each other and Verstappen gets a puncture, you're probably putting £5 down the grid. He's looking like a P4 for me. That's the problem with Red Bull. Madness with George yesterday. I know they didn't put enough fuel in. It's like me in the Viewers' Championship. They're not putting me enough fuel in. They didn't put enough fuel in George Russell's car for him to do all the necessary laps he needed to do in Q1. And so when the track was drying out at the end, they were in the pits. So it was an absolute nightmare for Mercedes yesterday. The team let him down, even though he said, this one's on me. The team let George Russell down, I think, yesterday. But Sergio Perez let himself down, sticking it in the wall. Hey, did anyone see Yuki Tsunoda's crash in qualifying yesterday? What a madness that was! Man flew into the wall, mid-air, into the wall at like 150 mile an hour. I was like, what? He's ran wide on the exit of, what turn would that be? Turn 1, sorry, I'm visualising it. 2, 3, 4, 5. He ran wide on the exit of turn 5. Then the curb launches him up into the air and he smashes into the wall, side on. I was like, what? It was a mad crash, that, what Tsunoda had yesterday. Should have done a short on it. I can't show footage, though. I feel like I'm a broken record in that regard. If I show, you think, Gav, if I showed a video of footage of Tsunoda's crash, this channel would not get a copyright strike straight away within 30 seconds. You're deluded. I can't show it anything. It's that strict, Gav, that once I put Italian Grand Prix in the title of the stream, and the stream got banned for even using the words Italian Grand Prix. I don't know what I'm going to call it this season. Italian GP, you may get away with it that way. I don't know, mate. But they are ready. They are ready to ban. You know what I mean? You think like football clips are strict and all that. No. Formula One copyright is... Oh, look at this. And we have got Verstappen versus Hamilton. That shut me up about YouTube Shorts because we have got a battle on our hands here now. So Verstappen is on the, 4-lap fresher tyres. And here we go. The battle is on lap 34, mid-race distance. Monza GP. Yeah, I'll go for that. The Italian race. Yeah, no. There's a way around everything. He tried to play in the car, started accelerating too early. It was a mad crash, that one, Auntie. Remember, copyright still reckon should have appealed it. I tried to, but it is what it is, man. I've ridden that one out now. That's timed out, that now. I think it was about 6 months or something. Oh, here we go then. Hamilton versus Verstappen. Verstappen's got slipstream DRS. Is he going to have a look into turn 1? Oh, he does have a sniff, and Hamilton locks up. Ooh. Oh, it's going to give Verstappen the run then. They're going side by side into turn 2. It's Verstappen trying to swerve around the outside, and he's gone wide. Verstappen's off the track. Ooh. Well, Verstappen tried it, but he didn't have the grip there on the outside. He was on the marbles, and he's ran completely off the circuit, and he's got to regather himself to have another go at Lewis Hamilton for that P3. I thought it was job done, mate. I thought he was going to swoop round the outside, and I thought it was game, set, match on that one. But he put Hamilton under that much pressure. Hamilton locked up into turn 1. They go side by side in turn 2. This is a replay. Verstappen round the outside, and he's just no grip out there. And Hamilton keeps the position for now. This is getting spicy. Lando's gaining, is he? Let me have a look. Oh, you are right. You are right. You are... Oh, right. Let's get locked back in. Ooh, so we've got 1.5 seconds between the two McLarens at the front. We've got 1.1 seconds between Hamilton and Verstappen for third. Game on. It's only taken 36 laps for this race to hot up, but I'm glad it has eventually hotted up. 0.8 in 20 seconds. Need buns, beer and wine. Sounds like a good Sunday afternoon, that. McLaren, oh my God, McLaren have got this 1-2 nailed on unless they hit each other, which I hope they don't do. Even though it would be drama, it'd be screaming my head off. But yeah, the gap's 1.4 between the top two. Then they've cleared Hamilton Verstappen by 8 seconds. McLaren are the car to beat now at mid-season. I tell you what, this is an absolute juggernaut of a move in the Constructors' Championship as well. You know, this is what I've not mentioned so far. If McLaren, what are McLaren bagging here if they get a 1-2? 43 points? They'll be nearly up on the back of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship after this. You know, Verstappen might end up P3, but more than that. Oh no, if Verstappen will have the pace to clear Hamilton and start chasing down the McLarens, we'll see. But here we go again then. Battle resumes between Hamilton and Verstappen on lap 37. Here we go. The battle for the final spot on the podium is on. And yeah, like Martin Brundle's saying, Charles Leclerc's hanging on to the back of this as well. Leclerc's only 2.3 behind this. Interesting. Ferrari not out of the game yet, and there he is in the background then. Charles Leclerc just watching over this one. If these two tangle, he's ready to capitalise on it, that's for sure. But yeah, Hamilton not really having great pace in this middle part of the race, as we see Perez down the inside of Stroll for P8. Was it? What else are we saying? Lando's 100% speed right now. Oh, are they building up to the second stops, I wonder? No, not yet. It's too early yet, surely. McLaren's need to pass Joe. Oh, is Verstappen going to go for it in turn 1? Thinks about it, backs out of it. Oh, here we go. Are they going to go side by side again into turn 2? Verstappen's got the DRS and has a look round the outside. Oh, look at this. It's like 2021. Except it's not quite for the lead because we've got the McLarens leading the way. Oh, and Hamilton having to defend up into turn 4. Oh, yeah, Verstappen won't be very happy with Hamilton swerving at the braking zone, at the braking point. There's no real place to overtake in the middle part of the lap. So he's going to have to wait until turn 1 again. Nando winning this. What? I assume you mean Lando rather than Fernando. Lando winning this. You might be right. The gap is only 1.2 seconds. Oh. Denver, if you're watching, it might be time to have a nap because it might not be looking good. It might be fading. It might be fading quicker than you after 18 Leos, Denver, this one. He's probably not even watching, but if he is, it's fading. Look at this. Leclerc's only 1.3 behind this. This is going to become a three-way fight for P3 in a minute. Hamilton's holding up Verstappen, and Leclerc's got the pace. Come on, then. There's your race leaders. Piastri and Norris. They're up into turn 4. Here comes Hamilton, Verstappen and Leclerc. Okay. We've got a nice race on here. I know I've given the last 2 races 10 out of 10. I don't feel like this one's going to be anywhere near a 10 out of 10, but it's climbing. It's climbing. It was a 2 or a 3. It's climbing. Hope so, Simon. Maybe. Gav's in tears. I don't know why. We've not had any incidents, have we, at all? No yellow flags, no VSCs, no bright sunny day, so no chance of rain either, like there was in qualifying. And Hamilton being told to pit, and then at the last second being told to stay out. Oh, Mercedes trying to play games. Verstappen incredibly close down this pit straight. Oh, look at this. Leclerc's in the mix here as well. Leclerc's within DRS of these two. Round turn 2, they come, and Hamilton's offline there, surely. It's a long way to go on that damn tyre, says Hamilton. Is Verstappen going to go for it in turn 4? Has a look, but you need to back out of that one. Oh. It's as good as ever, innit? Hamilton versus Verstappen always delivers. Always delivers. Verstappen team radio, mode 9. Mode 9. Oh yeah, Verstappen was up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing Le Mans 24-hour on the on iRacing, wasn't he? Oh, and Hamilton pits. And is Leclerc pitted as well? Yeah, so Hamilton and Leclerc pit on the same lap. Okay. Now, is Verstappen going to try and extend this then? Or are they going to react to this straight away? So, nice pit stop from Hamilton, 2.8. Leclerc is a 2.9 second stop, so relatively clean. And they're back out into the race, P5 and P6, Hamilton and Leclerc. So now, what are the McLarens doing now? Does Piastri pit at the end of this lap? That'd be my bet. Oh, well, they're far enough ahead to not really worry about Hamilton Verstappen, aren't they? But we'll see. Replay on board with Oscar Piastri then. Exit turn 7, turn 8, turn 10. Oh, and he just loses a rear end momentarily and has to run very wide. Luckily, there's a lot of asphalt there to run wide onto, and gets away with it, Oscar Piastri, but lost the rear end. And new trousers, please, on that one for Oscar Piastri. Wow. Oh, I wonder if the McLaren boys are going to pit. Verstappen team radio. Oh my God, Verstappen complaining that that Mercedes have undercut them. I do not know how this is going to play out. So they've not reacted straight away. They're going for this other idea of extending the stint a little bit and then having fresher tyres at the end. So how long are they going to keep Verstappen out then? Till what, lap 45, something like that? Then he's going to be 5-6 seconds behind. He's going to be behind Leclerc as well. You see, by the time Verstappen pits, he's not only going to lose out to Hamilton, he's going to lose out to Leclerc, and then Red Bull are virtually relying on Verstappen on slightly fresher tyres to close in, cruise up, and pass Leclerc and Hamilton in the last 10 laps. Showing a lot of faith, but it's not really the strat you want to be on. Yeah, Piastri is being told to stay out, and look at that gap. Only 1.7 seconds being between Piastri and Norris. It's been an absolute stalemate between them two. Norris has not really let him get... He's not had an easy ride, Oscar Piastri. But he still leads, lap 43 of 70. It's still Piastri's race at the moment, but Norris is not... he's not going to lie down and take this. And the thing is, McLaren will be desperate to secure this 1-2. For the constructors, it's a massive step. It's a massive step in the constructors. Because that's where the more realistic battle is. Now, like I said before, if someone racks up 2 or 3 wins in a row, we start looking at the Drivers' Championship. If Norris can rack up 2 or 3 wins in a row, then we start having a look at that points table. But at the moment, the Constructors' Championship is the one where McLaren can really start taking chunks out of that Red Bull lead. And this will be a big step in that direction if they can secure this 1-2. So that's got to be the priority. Which way round it is doesn't really matter for them, as long as they secure it. Yeah, so they're saying now on the data that if Verstappen pits now, he loses out to Leclerc anyway. So they're just going for this fresher tyres at the end situation. Oh, I don't know. I can't help thinking Red Bull have let it slip a little bit there. But then it's a very difficult one because you don't want to pit too early and then running out of tyres at the end. Difficult one. But the McLarens haven't reacted to the Hamilton and Leclerc pit stop. As we see Ricciardo and Bottas going side by side into turn 1. It's a battle for 12th. So, what's the scenario then? So, Piastri leads Norris by 2 seconds now. Top 3, of course, have yet to pit for a second time. Sainz is in P4. The top 4 have yet to pit. Hamilton P5, Leclerc P6. Then Perez and Russell's P7 and 8, but I still feel like they're out of kilter with some of the guys behind. Stroll P9, Tsunoda P10, Alonso, Ricciardo, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Albon, and then all 20 still in the race. Oh no, Gasly's out of the race. I don't know when he retired. They've not mentioned that on commentary. Gasly's out. Poor by Red Bull. Yeah, I don't know. It might be too early to say that because in the end it might pay off for them, and so then it's humble pie. So I can't be on a big rant. Oh, they've made massive strategic error from Red Bull, and then the beat Hamilton and Leclerc anyway at the end, and I'm just sat here going, well. So, but I'm just a little bit. I'm not convinced. Let's put it that way, because they're relying on Verstappen being rapid at the end, which, you know, he might slice through the field at the end, but they're relying on that. Anyway, Norris pits from P2, which is an unusual move, giving priority to the second driver. What are they playing at here, McLaren? I tell you what, if they pit Piastri at the end of this lap and Norris gets the undercut and gets the lead, Piastri will be absolutely fuming. What are they going to do with Piastri? Because I tell you what, if they pit Piastri now at the end of this lap and he comes out in a wheel-to-wheel battle with Lando Norris, it's not a good look. I don't know what but they can't keep him out there, because if the thing is, if they don't pit Piastri now, Norris has won the race. They have to pit Piastri now, and it's going to be close when he comes out. Oh, it's going to be too close. Oh, this might have put Piastri in the bin, this. Why are they giving the priority to the guy in second? I am watching the Piastri win fading away before my very eyes here, because they've given priority to Lando Norris. They've given him the undercut. They've got to pit Piastri, and he stays out. Norris has won this. Norris has won this. Norris has won. Norris has won. McLaren have given the race victory to Lando Norris. Now, some of you will like that, some of you won't. But that's what's just happened. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this, because they screwed him over in the British Grand Prix as well, because Piastri led the British Grand Prix and they pitted him a lap too late 2 weeks ago at Silverstone, and they're doing it again. It's going to be close, this. It's going to be extremely close. The saving grace is that Lando Norris is stuck behind Carlos Sainz a little bit. I don't know about this. I'm very suspicious about this. Unless Lando plays a team game and lets him back through, Lando Norris is going to get the lead. Lando Norris takes the lead. Right, we're relying on either an ultimate sportsmanship move from Lando Norris here. This, I'm not happy with this. This does not bode well. This does not sit well with me, this. Nah, man. They now, unless the team get in touch with Lando Norris now and say, you know, we've only done it this way round to cover the undercut from Lewis Hamilton. You were never meant to get priority. Give Piastri the position back. Now, that's going to be a very difficult team radio message for Lando Norris to hear. And more than that, obey. I just... They've screwed him over here. Unless... Right, what are they going to tell him? Right, Oscar's just pitted. Right, okay. So they are telling Lando Norris to give back the position. Now, is he going to do that? So they are telling him that, you know, we did not give you, Lando, the undercut to benefit you over your teammate. It was to benefit you over the threat of Lewis Hamilton. That's what it was about. So now he's being told to let Piastri back through. Now the ball is in Lando Norris's court. Because he'll cause massive upset for the team if he doesn't obey this. He will obey it. He will, because it'll cause too much of a... McLaren will implode. He has to give the position back. Because the undercut wasn't to benefit him over his teammate when, you know, that would just be wrong. So it's an interesting one for McLaren, and it's now an interesting, very, very difficult decision for Lando Norris to make. Ego versus command. Because it's for the win. This is not just for P5, P6, P8. This is for the win. So Lando might not be jumping at the bit to swap back the positions. But Verstappen pits from what was momentarily the lead of the race. And so McLaren regain the 1-2. And this is it then. So Verstappen's got 20 laps now to be the man and to be absolutely rapid. Verstappen comes out behind Hamilton and Leclerc and is now being asked to... He's got to have the last stint of his career now, Max Verstappen, to close in on Leclerc and Hamilton. The gap is 5.8 seconds. I'll tell you what, it's going to be an interesting last 10 laps, this. Because Verstappen's going to be on the charge big time. They're going to give him the place back. Well, that's what he's been told to do, yeah. That's what he's been told to do. $20 laps to go. Hey, I tell you what, Leclerc's all over the back of Hamilton for third. The gap's only what? Leclerc's only 1.3 behind Hamilton. So Verstappen is 4.7 behind. Verstappen's going to be on the warpath now, though. Yeah, Verstappen's going to be on the absolute warpath here. Piastri team radio. Right. So Piastri being told, you've got to catch Lando, and then we'll swap the positions. Oh my God. So Lando Norris now, he's going to be absolutely on it. Yeah, mate. Oh God. What a weird conundrum that McLaren have put himself in. What a weird scenario this is. I don't think I've ever seen this specific scenario before, ever, where they've inadvertently given priority to the number 2 driver. And now they're in this awkward situation of, well, yes, we've given you the undercut, but not for the reasons. And so we'd like you to give that back the position. And it's for the win as well. So it cuts deep. Because if it was for P6, that's one thing. But for the win, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, man. And I tell you what, if Piastri doesn't win this, it is purely because McLaren have inadvertently given Norris preferential treatment. And it's not good. It's not good. Because you're coming off the back of the British Grand Prix where they screwed him over, where they pitted him a lap too late in the rain and left him out on slick tyres. And that screwed him because Piastri was in the lead and ended up about P6. Now we're into the Hungarian Grand Prix 2 weeks later. They give Norris a preferential treatment, all right, on the basis that, from their point of view, covering off Lewis Hamilton. But nevertheless, it's given Lando Norris this lead that he's not going to want to give up easily. They're telling Piastri now he's got to close the gap, then they'll swap the positions. They're in a quandary here, McLaren, and I don't like it. Yes, Kim, how we doing? I'm all right. I'm actually all right, like legit. But welcome to the stream, and welcome to the Viewers' Championship. You can't watch the rest of this race. Yeah, Suede. It's not a 10 out of 10 today. The Austria and the British Grand Prix have spoilt us. They have spoilt us. This is normal service resumed. Bit crap. Verstappen has absolutely thrown the toys out of the dummy this afternoon. It's beyond a joke. Like, this man's arrogance knows no bounds. Verstappen needs to rein it in, bro. He's absolutely lost it. He's swearing to him on team radio. This is a team that's delivered you three back-to-back world championships, Max. Like, you're on absolute smoke if you think you're giving them an absolute earful when they've delivered you 3 dominant cars in a row. Are you joking? Mate, this arrogance, I don't like this about Max Verstappen. Oh, you're not dominating anymore. Oh, sorry. Oh, you've realised there's another 19 cars on circuit. They're all trying to race you. Oh, I'm sorry. Toys out of the pram. You deal with it, bro. McLaren have caught up. Mercedes have caught up. Ferrari have nearly caught up. You're now in P5. Let's have a race. You deal with it. You don't chuck your toys out of the pram at the first sign of danger. I don't agree with that attitude at all. Giving them all swearing, oh, you give me this fucking strategy. Yeah, I'm trying to fucking, save this strategy from all you like. What are you talking about, bro? They're doing the absolute utmost they can for you. That is your team. It's been built around you. Everyone bows to your every single need. Giving a massive amount of lip. You need to humble yourself. It's just ridiculous. I love seeing Morris Minor. My God, that's how boring this race has been. No, it's not actually been a bad race. It's just that Austria and Silverstone were absolute bangers. So our average race now looks absolutely dead, but this is just normal service resumed. Not every race can be a 10. It's still been pretty interesting though. But look at this. So Norris and Piastri, the gap's 3.8 seconds. You are having a laugh here. I'm not. Oh, you see, this is the bullshit now. This is the bullshit from Lando Norris. He doesn't want to give the race lead back. This is the bullshit's coming out now. You're going to cause, Lando, you're going to cause massive uproar at McLaren. You're going to cause, I'm not happy about this if you can't tell. It's not for me, this. I don't like this. I don't like this from Lando Norris. Oh, Lando, we'd like you to swap the positions back. Oh, well, you should have fucking rein it in. I knew this would happen. I knew because, and I tell you why it's happening, because it's for the win. This ain't for P6. It's for P6. They swap back the positions immediately. You'd give a damn, mate. But because it's for the win, Lando's, Oh, you want me to swap? You know, even a couple of laps ago, they had to go radio check Lando, radio check. In other words, he's been ignoring them for 20 minutes. Radio check? Yeah, radio check. Yeah, man needs a radio check out here because he's ignoring him. I don't like this. And yeah, I'm British. I'm British. I should be supporting Lando Norris. Nah, I don't sign up for that. I support who I want to support. Lando ain't my bread, mate. He ain't my cup of tea, and I don't like this because if he doesn't give this back to Piastri, it's a hollow victory. It's a victory that's going to cause more uproar than it's worth. Absolutely, Simon. That's exactly what I'm saying. And if he doesn't do that, he's causing more uproar because how's he got a 4-second lead? Because he's got preferential treatment from the pit crew. He's got the lead on a hollow, they should never have done it, man. They should never have done it. Hamilton wasn't a threat, bottom line. Hamilton was never a threat to win this. So, them pitting Lando Norris and going, oh, it's to cover off the threat of Lewis Hamilton. They're trying to slow him down. Oh, you're using the tyres too much. They're trying to slow him down. I know you'll do the right thing. I tell you what, this is a big moment in Lando Norris's career, this. Because I tell you what, my respect for Lando Norris is on a knife edge here. I tell you, it's a big moment in Lando Norris's career, this. If he stays, keeps it through and wins the race here on a shiesty one, the shiesty of all shiesty, on a blag, he goes down in my estimation. He goes down in my estimation. If Lando Norris what are you gonna do here, Lando? What are you gonna do here, Lando? This is a big moment for Lando Norris. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna play the team game, or are you gonna cause absolute havoc and play the selfish game? He's got a quandary on here. Piastri, Brevi, so close. Yeah, he's got quite an unusual scenario unfolding before him here, as Lando Norris. Yes, Brownie, how we doing? Yes, Denver, welcome to the stream, guys. Screw doing the right thing. I don't agree with that, Suede. Because you're causing more. What's the atmosphere going into the Belgian Grand Prix next week? If Lando Norris says bollocks to the team and bollocks to everybody, I'm winning this because you've blagged me a strategy that's got me ahead of my teammate undeservedly, and so now I'm just going to say bollocks to everybody and win it anyway. You're causing so much uproar. You know, that's all the media will be talking about for weeks. It's not worth it. To absolutely disrupt. The thing is then, every single battle between the McLarens from this point on, if Lando Norris says bollocks to the world, I'm winning this race, from this point on, it's gloves off. It's just going to be absolutely gloves off. Piastri's not going to give a single fuck going into the second half of this season. If he crashes into Norris every single race, he won't give a fuck because of this today. And it's going to cause more damage than it's worth. You might as well go, I get the 18 points. I'm still in the championship fight. I was never supposed to be in the lead of this. He hasn't gained the lead by being the better driver, the faster driver. He's gained the lead through McLaren doing a weird fucking accidental priority to him. It's a hollow victory. I don't like it. I don't like the attitude. I'm not a fan of this, and I wouldn't be a fan if Piastri did it. If it was the other way around, I wouldn't be a fan of it. I don't like it, and I feel like it's a big moment of who are you as a person is what this is. For Lando Norris, it's who are you as a person? Are you that ruthlessly selfish that you would throw the whole team into disrepute for 7 world championship points? It's about who are you as a person? Are you playing as a team, or are you playing for fuck the world and play for myself? This is a massive moment for Lando Norris. This is not just, and we move on and then everyone goes to work tomorrow and everyone forgets about this. Nah, this will set the tone for the rest of the season. What he does right now, if he gives back the position, full respect, and you get your 18 points, you keep the harmony in the team. But if you don't, you've lost it for me. He's lost it for me. It's a team sport, exactly, Flabby G. And he's not gained the lead by being the faster driver, being the better driver. He's gained the lead by McLaren being weird, bro. It's a weird one. In fact, I've never seen this scenario before, to be honest. Look at the gap. Look at the gap, 4.8. Lando's given half a sniff, and he's gone. I'm not. The thing is, Lando Norris is willing to put everybody else under the bus for 7 points in the championship here. This will be the weirdest victory in terms of atmosphere you'll ever see. If Lando Norris says bollocks to the world and wins this, it will be the weirdest atmosphere I've ever seen on the podium. It's a big moment for me, this. Do you not think it adds some spice? There is that to it. There is that to it. I do love a bit of spice, but I don't like it's about moral. It's not a moral victory. I don't like that. If it was me, I wouldn't do it. I'd have the respect for myself and the respect for the team, and I'd hand back the position, and I'd humble myself, and I'd say, this is not the way to win it. This is not the way to win. And you've got to sit down with yourself and think, I'll take the respect of handing back the position. Look at this. Hamilton, Verstappen going side by side. Hamilton shoving him wide. Verstappen oversteers out of turn 2. This is the battle for third, by the way. Whilst I'm waffling on about Lando Norris's moral sort of decision about winning the race undeservedly, we've got Hamilton, Verstappen now with 8 laps to go, battling for P3. Give him a fine. Now, sod you fine. There aren't too much money to worry about a fine. You know what I mean? It's like Man City being found guilty and being given a fine. Oh, we're going to charge you 50 million. Who cares, man? It's not a fine that's going to sort this out. It's a weird one for me. What a strange... I tell you what, they might have been mates so far, Norris and Piastri, up to this point, but this, you can forget it. Oh my God, Verstappen goes to the lunge and they made contact! Oh, and that's Verstappen's own stupid fault! What you doing an absolute dive bomb with all 4 tyres locked up, you having a laugh! Oh my God! I just hope Lewis Hamilton's car isn't damaged. You know, Max Verstappen's absolutely thrown all his toys out of the pram today, gone steaming down the inside, And no wonder they've made contact. I just hope that Lewis Hamilton doesn't pay the price for that. I hope that Lewis Hamilton's car is still 100% undamaged. Right, I'm telling you what now. Yeah, Lando Norris doesn't know I exist, but I'm falling out with him here. I don't like this from Lando Norris. I don't like it. I don't like this attitude. Nah, it's not for me. Lando Norris is not for me. This has put me. Nah, Lando Norris ain't for me after this. If he'd rather disobey the entire team, the team that have built in this car, giving him the contract, are paying him £1 million a week. You'd rather disobey all that just for the sake of 7 World Championship points, and it's going to be the most awkward victory. I'm not happy with this. But look at this from Verstappen. Well, he gets flipped in the air, man. Hey, people be screenshotting that. Verstappen and Hamilton collide and Verstappen's in the air, bro. No, it's just, I'll tell you what, I am glad. Jesus Christ, he nearly flipped him completely over. But I'm just glad that Hamilton has come out from that unscathed, because Verstappen's gone absolutely steaming in. He didn't move under braking. You were absolutely going straight off. Hey, tell you what, it's been a good race. I'll tell you what, I've not been struggling for word count, have I? Oh, mate, honestly, it's been an interesting one, this, and I don't like this hollow victory from Lando Norris. It's put me out. It is outrageous. Punch up in the pits. Yeah, sorry I've missed a few comments because I've been on an absolute rant for the last 20 minutes. It's got to be scripted. It's just selfish. I tell you what, Norris will lose. He's gone down in my estimation. A lot here. It's not. We're on the last lap. We're on lap 65 out of 70, not the last lap, but I don't. And I tell you what, Piastri should be as pissed off with the team as he is with Lando Norris, because at the end of the day, Norris wouldn't have been in this position if they hadn't have pitted Norris first. Give Norris priority, even though he's the driver behind. What a mess. What a mess this is for McLaren. And it's a 1-2. How is this a 1-2 finish and a hell of a mess at the same time? But it is. Don't be fit to 4.2. It doesn't matter if Norris had got a 20-second lead. The point still stands. He should never be there. He should. I don't care if Lando Norris had pulled 30 seconds on Oscar Piastri. He should not be there in the first place. He's only in front of Piastri because McLaren have absolutely dropped a massive bollock of giving him the priority. If he'd have overtaken Piastri on circuit, hold your hands up, I'd have been going, what a move, Lando Norris, whatever. I don't take that away from him. But the fact it's been done this way, I tell you what, Piastri's expecting Norris to give him back the position. So when he doesn't, I tell you what, it might be stepping out of the car and get your boxing gloves on, mate, if Norris doesn't give this back. Oh, this throws it up. I mean, I just wonder if Norris is going to throw the ultimate troll card and on the final lap slow down by 6 seconds and go, oh, I would have beat you by 6 seconds. I'm only trolling. I was just proving that I'm quicker than you. In the end, he gives it back. That's a scenario. In the end, he gives it back, but he goes, I had you by 6 seconds, mate. You know what I mean? He could pull that out of the bag. He could pull that out of the bag. Civil hashtag boring. You can keep your hashtag civilized, mate. Oh, God. Yes, Salty Dog. Sorry, I've missed a few comments in chat and everything. I've been on an absolute mad one. But yeah, just in time. Yeah, you're in the Viewers' Championship, so Suede. It's the team's fault. But it's also Lando Norris's fault on a human level, Suede. This is what you're not. This is where, you know, you might put the laughing emoji in and go, "Ah, he's 4 seconds slower." Nah, bro, you're not understanding my point. It's on a human level. He's done it. 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 That was the right thing to do. I tell you what, he's been mulling it over in his head for 15 laps and he's gone, it's not worth it. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Nah, big ups, man. I thought he wasn't going to do it. I genuinely thought he's not going to do it. But that is a big moment. Now, Lando would be pissed off. Lando would be pissed off because he'll say, "Oh, I opened a 6-second gap. I was clearly faster than overtake him." Now they're in a quandary. Now, does Lando Norris attack him and repass him? But, nah. Fair play, man. Fair play. And it is a weird... This has now become a weird victory for Oscar Piastri. because it's proved that if the cars were the other way around, Lando Norris would have dominated this race. That's what it's proved. But the car should never have been that way around, and that's the point. The car should never have been that way around. So it is a weird victory for Oscar Piastri, but it would have been a tenfold weirder victory for Lando Norris. What an unusual situation that is today. What a weird... I tell you what, we've not really seen a scenario like this since, like, Bottas and Hamilton in Russia that time, when Bottas was told to move over. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know how this is going to go down at the end of the race. But at the end of the day, of all the things I've said, Lando has done the right thing. Why is it a joke of a race series, Suede? Why is it a joke of a race series? Why is it an absolute joke? He's done the right thing. I'll debate you till the sun comes up tomorrow morning. He's done the right thing. He's done what he had to do. It would have been a joke of a race series if he'd have gone bollocks to the world and winning it anyway. Then it would have been a joke of a race series. The fact he's given it back proves that at least he's got a bit of moral fibre. And I'll have you to the hilt. We can debate this every day till Christmas if you want. But I'll have you that debate every day till Christmas if you want. Because what would have been a joke is if Lando Norris had have won this race. That would have been the joke. 1,000,000,000%. Oh, yeah. You have no morals. Right, then. We'll leave it there. You don't pull over the team's fuck up. Yeah, fair point. He should never have been in that position. It was weird. It was weird from the team. But it would have been more chaos than it was worth for Lando Norris to win this. It would have been more chaos than it's worth. And so I hold my hands up. Fair play. I was giving Lando Norris an absolute... I was like, falling out with him. I don't like him. But fair play. he had that moral quandary in his mind. He'd been driving round for half an hour going, do I give it back? But we have now got a 7th different winner in 2024. Oscar Piastri comes round the final corner and Piastri wins the Hungarian Grand Prix in the weirdest possible way. But big ups to Oscar Piastri. What an unusual way to win your first race, with the team putting your teammate in front of you and then demanding him to go back behind you. What a bizarre scenario. But in the end, Oscar Piastri wins the Hungarian Grand Prix, and it was the right thing to do for Lando Norris. I'm glad he's done it. He withholds his own self-respect, withholds the respect in the team, and a lot of the fans as well. Would have been a bit of a weird one if he'd have ignored everybody. So fair play, and a 7th different winner in 2024. Oscar Piastri wins the Hungarian Grand Prix, and what a strange, the good old multi-21. What a strange... I can understand why Norris would be angry about that, because Norris proved that had the cars been the other way around, Norris would have disappeared into the distance. But the cars should never have been that way around. The team... There's an unwritten rule in Formula One where if you're nose to tail like that and you're coming up to a pit stop window, the driver in the front, at the front, gets the priority because you're at the front. It's fair game until you get to the first pit stops, and then it is if the driver in the front gets the priority. If you're both in the same team, obviously, they gave priority to Lando Norris, who was second, which they should never have done. And that's what blew this whole scenario into the realm of strange. And in the end, they've sorted it out, and Lando Norris has done the right thing. However annoyed he'll be, he should never have been put into the lead of that race via pit stop strategy. He was, and what an unusual... That is not the way I'd be open to conclude an Oscar Piastri victory, because he's won it in a weird way. It's not like the ultimate, like, get in there, but it is, but it isn't. But hopefully it's the first of many to come for Oscar Piastri. I'm glad he's won it. I'm glad that the team will be able to carry on in some sort of harmony, because if Lando Norris would be climbing out of this car as the victor of this race, McLaren might as well split itself into 2 separate teams at that point. Honestly, if Lando Norris had won this, you might as well have split McLaren down the middle and gone, you are 2 different teams competing against each other. It's every man for himself. So I'm glad they didn't do that. I mean, it would have been absolute sauce going into the second half of the season. But there we go. Oscar Piastri's won it. What are we saying about Rate the Race and Driver of the Day? What are we saying about that? It's not Lando's fault, though. It's McLaren team that planned it. No, it's not Lando's fault. But you're sat there in the lead of the race, in a lead that you should not have. What are you going to do? Because it would have been a hollow victory for Lando Norris, because he should never have been there. Yes, it's not his own fault, but it then becomes a weird hollow victory to just think, oh, well, the team have fucked this one up, but it's benefited me. Bank error in your favour, collect 200 quid. It's favoured me. It's going to cause absolute uproar, and it's going to split the team in half and cause absolute chaos. Oh, fuck that. I get 7 points in the championship and a win in the record books. Well, no, you can't. If you do that, you throw everything into disrepute. Lando's actually, in hindsight, Lando's actually played it very clever, right? I know I was giving him an absolute mouthful, yeah. But in reality, Lando's actually played this very clever, because what he said by his driving, he said that I'm actually faster. I am actually quicker than Oscar Piastri. And had the cars been the other way around, I'd have dominated this race. And so he's put a very firm statement out there. And then he's, you know, fair enough, he's got his 6-second gap and then had to lift completely off the throttle and gone, yeah, go on then, Oscar. You've won, but I was quicker. And so I have to admit, Lando Norris has played it cleverly there, but in the end, he has done the right thing. And he keeps the harmony of the team and everything. Wow, that was an opinionated race, wasn't it? Oh man, but it'd be boring if it wasn't though, wouldn't it? It'd be boring if there was nothing to talk about. So at least there's been a few things to talk about this race, with the Hamilton and Verstappen coming together as well. Geez, we've not even mentioned that. That'd be the highlight of any other race. I've not even mentioned that. What? Yeah, a vid about the standings. No, I post an update on my channel. Haven't you seen it, Kim? I don't do a video about the standings. I do a post. Look, you must have seen it. I do a post like that, innit, with all the standings. I don't do a video on it. Do you want a video on it? Anyway, yeah, the Viewers' Championship race to match up with this will be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. So join me for that. Anyone that's typed a message in live chat will be entered into that. Right, what are we saying? Yeah, Formula One at its best, says Nico Rosberg. I have to agree. Well, you know, it's pretty good. It's a lot better than 2023, isn't it? At least we've got stuff to talk about. McLaren have bagged the 1-2. You're still 13th. Yeah, well, you'll be in the next race, Barry. That's what matters. The Le Mans. Piastri should have an asterisk next to his win. Well, it is a weird one. The thing is, as soon as Norris was ahead of Piastri, whoever wins it from that point on, it's weird. It's just one of them, like, you don't often see that scenario play out because, in fact, that's the first time I've seen it in that specific way. Obviously, you've had team orders where one teammate's in the championship fight and the other one isn't, so it's like, get out of the way, he's in the championship fight, you're not. This wasn't that. This was more of a morality thing. It was weird, man. Oh, what a weird way for Piastri to win his first race on a pure morality basis. But, you know, big ups that he's won a race. Big ups to Oscar Piastri. Now, what are we saying about driver of the day, rate the race? Rating the race is a weird one to do. It's got to be at least like a 7, I would have thought. Hamilton, Verstappen come together. I'll give it a 7. 8's a bit pushing it because did we really have like battling for the lead and wheel to wheel, you know, not that much at the sharp end. So I'll give the race a 7 out of 10. Driver of the day, let's have a look at the finish position. So it was Piastri, Norris, Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen ended up 5th in the end after that contact. Sainz, Perez, Russell. So Perez and Russell did both get in the points at the end. Tsunoda's got a couple of points in now. Stroll's beating Alonso. Sean Tam won't like that. So Stroll gets the final point in P10. Alonso, then Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Sargent, Ocon, Zhou, and Gasly didn't finish. I mean, do you go drive the day, Piastri? Do you go drive... I think I have to give drive of the day to Piastri, even though it's a little bit weird. Little bit of a weird one, but Piastri driver of the day, race 7 out of 10. And that concludes the stream. It's been an opinionated one. It's flared up at least a couple of times. But when I'm passionate on an opinion, mate, you know, It'd be boring if I wasn't, wouldn't it? It'd be a boring stream if I sat there and agreed with everybody all of the time. It's provided a little bit of... It's provided different opinions, this race. And so... Is that not the definition of interesting? So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do drop me a like if you haven't already. Even if you disagreed with me today, Suede and Todd and CL2. I know we've not all seen eye to eye from beginning to end of this stream, but it's all love, all fair in love and war, and it's all about different opinions, this game. So please do join me as well for the Viewers' Championship Round 13 tomorrow night, 8 p.m, around the same circuit, and everyone gets an equal opportunity to win. But fair play, Oscar Piastri wins the first Grand Prix of his Formula One career at his 115th attempt. Was that 115 races? No, it's not. It's not 115 races. No, he's only done about 50 races. Right, anyway, that's the end of the stream. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Oscar Piastri wins the Hungarian Grand Prix, a controversial, strange Hungarian Grand Prix, but join me for the Viewers' Championship tomorrow night and then the Belgian Grand Prix weekend next weekend before the summer break. And I have to think of some sim racing stuff to do during the summer break. We might do like a sprint series or something. I'm thinking about doing a Viewers Sprint series for the month of August, but more on that as I think of it in the coming days. But yeah, cheers guys, thank you all for watching, and of course everyone in live chat will be entered into the race tomorrow night, so be sure to join me for that. But cheers Barry, Todd, Suede, Kim, CL2, and everybody else that was in the stream today. It's been a bit of an interesting one. Peace out guys, I'll see you for Viewers Championship tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Join me. In fact, Todd, you're right. Driver of the day, Lando Norris for giving back the position. You're right. Yeah, and for being the quickest as well. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow night.